get cred, meaning credential. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready?
The NFL on EA Sports brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Got it, back 25. Check right, check right. Check, check, check. Got it, go.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. He'll have a first down past the 40. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good, backside guys,
man,
that's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Vigil gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early second and long they're facing. They'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for it. They get 8 yards back there, and they could use another one of those now on 3rd and 7. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Check 52's the mark. Check 52's the mark. We got it, we got it. Check, check. Hey, exit.
Now it's Ryan. He's got Sanu. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Hey, ready, get ready, get ready. I'm trying to collect. Space, space. Watch 52. Got it. Screen, watch the screen. Hey, Zoo.
On 2nd and 1, Ryan. And that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. Now a hit and a loose football. And an alley to run. And he will score. Touchdown Falcons.
Good job.
Ricky Ortiz taking it in. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. And that's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown.
This is taken at his 4.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 24.
I smell fear in that offense.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Oh, what a juke into space. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon. "76 yards. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And that one makes it 14-7. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, 59, ready. Hey, 59, ready.
Here's Ryan to throw. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
First down, Atlanta.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Hey, Tuesday. Let him go.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
Get that ball. Get that ball. 50. Hey, South. 52. Watch the back. 22. Choose the mic. Watch Mike. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll run on 1st down. It's Freeman, and they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll run here with Freeman. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And that's knocked away and incomplete. Coverage there by the former 1st-round pick, William Jackson.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Looking deep downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
45 the mic.
Dalton now to pass. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Hey, let go.
59. Mike.
Regular.
Get that ball, Dean.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. That's complete to John Ross. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
It's 4th down.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back.
And Dalton will just sneak it. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
At the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
93, 52, 93, 44. 44. Here you go.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
45. Get. Watch the twist.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Hands up. 318. Here you go. 368.
45 the mic. 45 the mic.
Bravo.
45 the mic.
You ain't doing nothing.
And out of the air, Dalton. That's complete. Bernard. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have got it back to a one-score game.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Jones. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Bengals take over first and 10.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Ready, 280. 51, Sam.
After the interception, here's Ryan. He's going to let it go again. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Mohamed Sanu in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out first and 10.
Mike 5-9, Mike 5-9. Coming to you, coming to you.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
368.
59's Mike, 59's Mike. Check, check.
Hey, wahoo.
Switch. Check 59.
The final act of the first half. Dalton eluding the pressure right. Airing one out for Boyd. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, first and 10 at their 25-yard line.
45. Mike, 45.
You ain't going nowhere. Regular.
45.
Hey, box drop.
Passing, it's Dalton. That is incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for, but it's going to be second down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
45 the mic.
Go.
Check 45 the mic. Check 45 the mic. Hey, watch the slant.
368.
Lucky.
Wait up.
Throwing again. Dalton. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Hey, high 7.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. Mike 42. Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day.
Dalton right back on the horse after the pick six. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. A gain of 6 there on first.
2nd and 4 at the 18-yard line.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
So don't say nothing. Mike 42.
Now Dalton to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Charlie. Hey.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Dalton here from the gun. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time. Here's Kevin Huber now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 43-yard line.
Ready, blue lady. Mike 25. Check.
Go, Tackle. Let's go. We got this. You know, Mike 52. All day, pump. 52's the mic, boys. 52. Hey, here we go. Let's go.
Now it's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Now Ryan on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
On first down, Freeman the first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Tavecchio to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go, Mike 42, Mike 42. And we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. Mike 42, Mike 42, check, Mike 42.
Regular.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He completes it to Boyd. That one goes for 24 yards. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
Andy Dalton now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
44. Here you go.
Check.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Got his man, it's Eifert. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Hey, Team 6.
Mike 42.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Gets it to his running back, Bernard. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
45.
Hey, Alpha.
Get your swarm on. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Here we go, D. Here I come. 45's the Mike. 45's the Mike.
This will be Dalton again. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
There you go, 368. 2 by 2. Move. 2 by 2. Move. Hands up.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. Buying time to his left, and he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Check 45 to Mike.
Heavy.
Hey, that's what I do. Hey, check 24. Check 24. 45. Mike, 45. Too little, cut.
Heavy. Stop.
They'll try to pass on fourth down. Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. When the Falcons' defense stands tall, they'll get the football back. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 42. Ryan. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Down. She got it.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Check.
Freeman again. And an alley to run. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On 2nd down, it's Freeman. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Hey, check Mike.
Hey, Haywood.
It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. 45's the mic. 45's the mic. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Regular.
45.
And Dalton to throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
In your face. 45, Mike, 45. Army.
To throw again, Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll make it 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
45's the mic.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Here you go, 368.
Check 45's the mic. Check 45's the mic.
Hey, exit.
Record.
To throw on 3rd down, Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. 1st and 10 for Dalton. He gets this one to Boyd. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They'll get 13 yards for the 2nd play in a row.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
59, Mike to 59.
368.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. That's complete. Bernard. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. Now a 1st carry for Giovanni Bernard. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Watch the run. Watch the run. It's soft, baby. That's baby soft.
Regular.
Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Move.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 50.
Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44. Here you go.
Throwing again. Dalton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
On third down, Dalton. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
45's the mic. I got you, son. I got you, son.
They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
I'm going to run you over.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. Looking deep for Julio. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.
Mississippi and New Orleans. Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy. I tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg, and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Haha, bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll it when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard, my team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is, I get it. I got cleats on my feet, jersey on my back, helmet on my head, ready to attack like that. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. Your team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy. I tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy. I tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg, and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll it when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard, my team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is, now get it. Big Snoop Dogg, it's in the game.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get the
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Shut one in! Shut one in! Gun. And man! Mike,
Now a first down throw for Newton. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Now 2nd and 6 at the 18-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he coughed it up. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
11. Hey, Echo.
Mike's 5-4.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Check. 11.
A first carry for the tailback, Devontae Freeman. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Tech McKinley made his way into the backfield.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
I'm coming. Mike 59.
Newton now to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on 3rd.
45. 8. You got nothing to that.
A shotgun snap for Newton. He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got a man, complete. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into third and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Let's go one more.
From the gun, here's Newton. It's complete. Artis Payne. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Let's bring it.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it, and the Falcons grab it. Well, they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Now it's Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. To throw is Ryan. Open man is Sanu, just like last play. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there of 22. They come up in an offset eye. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1.
Get ready.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Blue there. Lost one. Mike's 59. All day, dog. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". We own them. Here we go.
Here's Newton. And that's caught. It's Hogan. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, it's Newton. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Third and long, it's Newton. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down. So on fourth down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Taken from just outside the 30. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Hey! Ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing. Echo. Y'all playing the wrong football. Hey!
Throwing on second and long. Newton escaping the pressure right. And this will be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Newton. Flushed out right. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, one-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. From the gun, it's Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So on fourth down, the Falcons will call on Matt Bosher to punt it away. Back deep for the Panthers, DJ Moore.
That's it, baby. We go first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, Heavy. Let me know what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
A final shot before the break. Newton eluding and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
Let's go. Do it.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up first and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Double up.
Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And he's got some space here. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman 75 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This is fielded at the goal line. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Ready? 180. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
On first down, Newton. Flush to his right. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that will extend this big lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off play action, Newton. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get that one into the hands of Christian McCaffrey. And that'll bring up second down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
45, Mike, 45. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
Here we go. Gun.
45 to Mike.
Let's go, D. Let's go. 45's the mic. I got one.
Second and 10. Newton again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Throwing on third down, Newton. Got his target, Samuel. Call that a gain of 11.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Watch the pass.
Hey, check Mike.
Oh, try.
45. Here we go.
45's the mic. 45's the mic.
On first and 10, Newton. He's going to look deep for more. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and it's second down.
Ready? Get ready. 8. Check back. Tight ends on the Ringo. Hey, 4 down. We're going to 88.
To throw again, Newton. On the crossing route, complete. It's Hogan. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
Now a first down throw complete downfield. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It's a gain of 34.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game. And for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed.
Watch the safety creep.
He's checking.
Creep.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Again, McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it third and goal.
Set, 180. 45. Watch the play. Get him. Here we go. 80.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Here we go.
45's the mic. 45's the mic. Brilliant. 45's the mic. Here we go, D.
Operating from the gun, Newton. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Panthers. Olsen. A 9-yard touchdown there. And his guys are able to strike for 6. No surprise there. Third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Bryant will bring the Falcons up now first and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. And he cuts it back right, and he's got it. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 75 yards. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. Now, you talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that it's demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle him, get him. And after that last touchdown, I'll bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Set 180. Check 45's the mic.
Ready?
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
45, Mike, 45.
From the 24, Newton escaping the pressure right. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Vic Beasley making it look easy, cruising in for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
20. Gun.
Hey, watch his
Eight.
Watch his slant. Watch his slant. Trouble.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Everyone got 4 down. Check 45 to Mike. 45 to Mike.
Newton. He's going to look deep for more. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Casey. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Block 54. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And he fires one incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
On 2nd down now, it's Freeman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Right there. 54 Mike.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Mike, hey, Delta. Mike's 5-4.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. They find some open field here. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 75 yards, and the Falcons add on. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
40. Point to the 3.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Say. Green. Gun.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing is Newton. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. That sack was by Isaiah Oliver from his cornerback position. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
45's the mark. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
A shotgun snap for Newton. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And taken right at the 35. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. Bryant will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 42.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
Now Ryan. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Able to get there and pick it. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Newton to throw. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big 1st down to get away from the end zone. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10.
45. 20.
45, Mike, 45. And we got to get to the ball.
Now Newton. He sets to fire deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
8.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Vic Beasley picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
From his goal line here, Newton. eluding the pressure right. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. That's good for 28 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
20. Shit. You got 8. You got tight right there.
Now a first down throw for Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a third time. It's Desmond Trufant. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Ready, blue 80. Blue 80. Hey, express.
54. Drop deep.
25 shot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on second down. Ryan. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
45's the mic. 45's the mic. Oh, yeah.
Following the fumble recovery, Newton flushed to his right, and incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. They work again from the 38 on second and 10. Throwing again. Newton. And the tight end Olsen, right side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call, and you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all of that yardage. That would be a big play.
You got it, son. 59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check. 59.
They snap it to Newton. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Gun.
Mike's 59. Mike's 50. Hayward. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
On first down, it's Newton. And Olsen over the middle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards, the final tally.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Mike, check.
On first down, Newton. And it'll be intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Ready, ready. Check, 59. It's a party now. Get up.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
Ready, 25. 59. Watch twist. Twist, 25.
On third down, Devontae Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Sheds off the tackle. Breaks through another tackle. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros.
Ready? Express!
One last throw here for Newton. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.